Well, what's going on, Bearded Nation? Your fearless leader here, the Bearded One. Coming to you this morning from just outside of Burlington, Colorado, as I make my way northwest to Ogden, Utah, with a dunnage load. For those of you that don't know, when a driver talks about dunnage, it's just backhaul. It's shipping pallets or containers, shelving, what have you, that some manufacturers use when they ship their products out. And it's got to be, those containers or shipping mediums have to be returned to them so they can continue to reuse them. And that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a load of pallets back to a manufacturing company up here in Ogden, Utah. Well, welcome to my channel, Nevada to Alaska, the journey begins. This is episode 7, the COVID series, part 4. I know part 4 should have came out last time, but I decided to do a special announcement, which I will be making an addendum to here momentarily. Still don't know what I'm going to call this episode, or this part rather. Oh, I don't know. Bear goes to work, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I haven't decided what I'm going to call this yet. I know last week I gave you guys a little brief update on what's going on, what the changes are, what my plans are coming up, and we're getting close. We are getting close. For you, it is June 28th, which means in a little over 2 weeks, I will be making my way to Anchorage, Alaska, where I will wrap up part 5 of this 5-part series. So that video is going to be a few days late. It was due out on July the 12th, but it won't come out until July 21st. It might come out sooner, don't know yet, but I won't get up there to Alaska to the 19th, so I'm hoping I can get it ready and out to you guys on the 21st of July 2021. So the next video is going to be a little late. That's why. So what do we got going on here? Well, like I said, I want to make a little addendum here to you guys. Just came across a new program out there, something you can start doing now with your credit. It will skyrocket your credit score almost instantly. Now, if you pay mortgage, if you're buying your house or your condo, your townhome, what have you, you're making mortgage payments, that already gets reported on your credit reports. All 3 bureaus get that. But if you're like me, where you're paying rent, you're paying hundreds, sometimes $2,000 a month for your monthly rent for a apartment or a house. You're paying somebody else's bills, but you're not benefiting from it. They're using your money to pay their mortgage so they can keep their property. But you're not getting anything out of it until now. I'm going to link you guys up with this in the description below with a program that reports your monthly rental payments for a very nominal fee. It's 100% worth it. And for an additional fee, they'll go back as far as 2 years into the past and report all your monthly rental payments for the last 2 years on all 3 of your credit bureaus. And every month going forward, they will pay your, they will report it to the credit bureaus. So that's pretty damn cool. Your score can jump anywhere from 40 points to 100 points virtually overnight. Now, say you're somebody that you already got a 740 credit score, and you're renting an apartment or renting a home, but you eventually want to buy a home. Well, this program bumps your score up 100 points if you're lucky. And guess what? Now you've got an 840. You're 10 points away from the highest possible score you can get of 850. So yeah, I mean, you're going to have no problem getting approved for that mortgage now. Or that big ticket item you want to buy. So I'm going to leave a link to that program on the affiliates page. It will be linked below. And actually, you know what? I was going to put that affiliates link page on my main website, but I've changed my mind. I have a new domain, a new website that I want to announce today to you guys as well, so you can get in there and check it out. You're going to find links to all these different programs. You're going to find links to my other YouTube channels. You're going to find probably some blog posts from me. I'm going to put together a merchandise store so you guys can go in there and buy some really cool merch. At least I hope you think it's cool. And that website is beardednation.us. beardednation.us. Remember it, look it up, check it out. And remember, it's .us, not .com. I'm trying to secure beardednation.com. It's an expired domain that somebody else owned, and they haven't done anything with it. It's expired. It's sitting there dormant. I'm trying to buy it through the ICANN process. Hopefully I get it. So yeah, so 2 special announcements there, 2 new things going on there. We got a way you can now add your monthly rent to your credit profile. If you have any utilities that is not being reported currently, like your Netflix, your streaming services, your internet, your cell phone service, your electric, your other utilities like electric and gas, that's not normally reported on your credit report. Well, these guys can get you listed now. They can get those payments on there. Now, just think, you turn around and so you add your Netflix account, you add your cable bill, add your internet bill, add your electric bill, add your gas bill, add your rent. That's 6 new trade lines, 6 new accounts that will be reported favorably going back to a maximum of 2 years. This will increase your open lines of credit. It will increase the age of your credit, the oldest accounts you have open if you're newly starting out. This is a great program that will help you out a lot. And then there's my new website, beardednation.us. Check it out. But in today's episode, that's what I'm calling it. Yeah, that's official. I'm calling it Bear Goes to Work. In this episode, or this part rather, I'm going to be talking about how to properly set up and establish a business entity, a corporation, an LLC, S corporation, C corporation, what have you. I'm going to talk to you guys about business licenses, how to obtain your state, county, and city licenses if you're in an area where they are required. I'll get into more detail on that. I'm going to talk to you guys about securing your EIN number on your own. I'm going to talk to you guys about setting up and establishing a business bank account. And then lastly, I'm going to talk to you guys about setting up and establishing business credit. Anything you buy on personal credit, you can buy on business credit, and you're going to get better interest rates, you're going to get better loan programs. Case in point, I'm working on buying this motorcycle right here, or there, or hopefully I get the picture in here somewhere. 2022 Harley Davidson 1200 Iron Side, or Iron Horse. Iron something, I forget offhand. It's a $15,000 bike. I was going to buy it in my name. My interest rate, if I was buying it in my name, was 28% interest. Well, 27.9, may as well say 28. So I reran the credit in my business name, 1.5% interest. I am saving thousands of dollars on this bike in interest payments alone, buying it in the company's name. My payments on it, it's a 72-month loan. My payments on it are about $175 a month over 72 months. But I am paying that weekly. So I'm going to have that paid off in no time flat. A couple reasons for it. The sooner you pay it off, the less interest you're going to be paying on it because the loan's not going to be open as long. And there's a caveat to buying something in your business name. It must go in the business's name. What I'm doing is I'm buying it in the business name. I'm leasing it back to myself as a person. My monthly payments on the bike to my company are going to be reported under this new program that I was talking to you guys about, where you can add different accounts to your credit profile. My truck payments, my tractor trailer payments, I'm going to get those added as well. So I'm looking at probably adding another 9 or 10 trade lines for the last 2 years to my personal credit report. And I'll update you guys in the next video and let you know how that made out, if it's reflecting on my credit report yet, and just how much of a jump it's given me in my credit score. So I'm going to have both the business and myself is going to benefit from buying this bike credit-wise. My payments are going to be reported to the 3 business or commercial trade credit reporting agencies: TransUnion, Equifax, Dun & Bradstreet. And then because I'm reporting, the business is reporting it through this program on my payments that I'm making to the business for the lease, that's going to get reported every month on all 3 of my personal credit reports: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So I'm going to double benefit from this. You can too. Like I said, the caveat to it is you have to put it in the business name. If something should happen and the business gets sued and they seize all the business assets, that bike's going away. I'm going to lose that bike. Now, that's one of the reasons I'm going to be making weekly payments on it as opposed to the monthly payments, so I can pay it off that much quicker. I'll have it paid off in a couple months that way. Once it's paid off and Harley-Davidson Financial sends me that clear title, I'm going to go to the state's website. Hopefully I'll be in Alaska by then. Who knows? I might still be in Nevada. I'll go to the state's website for the Secretary of State of the Division of Motor Vehicles, or Registry of Motor Vehicles, and RMV in Massachusetts. Many states it's the Secretary of State. Some states like Rhode Island, they call it the Division of Motor Vehicles. I'm going to download the state-approved private bill of sale that the state's approved. The company's going to sign the title over to me. I'm going to sign the title as the buyer. The company's going to sign the bill of sale over to me, and I'm going to sign the bill of sale as the buyer. Then I'm going to go and register the bike in my name. Now, if something should happen, say I hire a driver who's got a great record, but he just happens to doze off. He had a bad week, dozed off, ran across the road, and got into an accident and killed somebody. God forbid. And I get sued. Well, the company gets sued. But because I've already transferred ownership of the bike to myself, I've already bought the bike off the company for $1. Boom. I won't lose the bike because my personal assets are protected separate from the business, hence the limited liability, hence setting up a corporation. But alright guys, the intro's getting a little long-winded. I'm going to get to all of this and more right after this brief introduction. Alright guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here as always. I love you guys 100%. Mad love and respect for all of you. Everybody that's following me, everybody's going to follow me in the future. Hopefully that's lots of people. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not have a channel. And I have to say wholeheartedly thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here and checking my channel out and following me on my way. So what are we going on here now? Well, I'm going to be talking to you today about setting up a business entity properly. And there's also something I forgot to mention on those links, where I'm going to give you the link to my new personal website, beardednation.us. Selfish little plug there. Bearded Nation US. Anyways, you're going to find links to some of these programs that you need to check out. It's going to take me a little time to do it, but I'm going to put together a link to the Secretary of State's website's corporation division for all 50 states and all territories. Each state's going to charge different to it. You do not have to live in the state that you set your business up in. It helps, but you don't have to. And each state charges a different fee. The cheapest one is Florida, is like $100 to register a new business, to set up a business entity. In Alaska, where I filed, it's $250. California is like $750 now, last I heard. How's anybody ever start a business in that damn communist nation? Well, first thing you need to do, this is probably one of the most important steps you're going to do, is you need to figure out and decide what your business is going to be, what you're going to do for work, what your entrepreneurship is going to be. Next, you got to find a name that suits you and your business, a name that you're going to stick with, because this is going to be your business name from now until the end of time. Don't just get your heart set on one business name. Try at least a half dozen different names. Come up with different variations. Come up with at least a half dozen different names. Run them by your friends and family. See what they think about the business name and how it reflects your business model, what you want to do with your business. Once you have that established, say they give you 2 or 3 of them that they like, you're going to go to the Secretary of State's website, to the corporations division for the state you want to register in. You're going to do an entity search. You're going to punch in your name and see if there's already somebody registered under that name. Now keep in mind, there could be multiple versions of it. There could be MP Enterprises LLC, which is how I'm registered. There could be an MP Enterprises Incorporated. There could be LLP, PC. There's lots of different ways it can be. You can have the same name as somebody else, just so long as you have a different entity structure. By entity structure, I mean things like LLC, LP, LLP, PC, S Corp, sole proprietorship, C Corporation. There's a bunch of different ones you can choose from. Each and every one of those have their own benefits, their own pros and cons. I usually start out with an LLC, then later on I will switch over to a S Corp once things are up and running, which saves me 15.8% annual, because now I don't have to pay this self-employment tax. You found a name that you like. It's the state website, the entity search shows no record found, which means the name is available. Keep that page open. Open another window. Go to beardednation.us. Go to the affiliates link. Click on the link for my registrar and web hosting. Check and see if that domain name and your business name is available. Now, say it's Burnt Toast. You want to register Burnt Toast. Burnt Toast is available for the business name. You're going to go over, you're going to go to the registry, you're going to punch in your domain name which you want to try and buy. You're going to punch in burnttoast.com. Domain not available. However, the following domains are available: burnttoast.net or burnttoast.org. Those are the 3 top level domains. Those are the main ones. Those are the first ones. If you get lucky and find your company's name is available as .com, take it. Take it, take it, take it. Register it right then and there. And it's not that much to register a domain name. I keep my prices low for you guys. You can set up web hosting right through the website as well, right through my hosting package there, where you can set up your website and everything. There are WYSYG, Wasagi, which stands for what you see is what you get. You sit there and you go online and you build your website. You drag your pictures, arrange everything the way you want it to go. Save it, publish it. Now that's your live website. Very easy to work with. Or you can go to like Fiverr.com and hire a website designer. Pay anywhere from a few bucks to a few $1,000s, depending on how involved your site is, who you're dealing with, and what you want it to do and react. I will always recommend going with a responsive website design, so that way it works across all devices. If it's on a desktop computer, if they're sitting at home in front of the computer, they bring it up, they get everything on your website. Now if they bring it up on their laptop, they get everything. They bring it up on their tablet or their phone, they get a condensed version of it. Everything shrinks down to fit the screen. They don't have to swipe back and forth to read lines and read the whole width of your page. It resets and reshapes the website so it fits the screen that it's on. Highly recommended. Set up yourself a email address for your business. You want a professional business email address. You do not want to use Google, Yahoo, InMail, AOL Mail. AOL, is that even still around? Is that even still a thing? You want a professional email address, something like info@burnttoast.com. Your company's name is Burnt Toast. Your website's burnttoast.com. Your email address is info@burnttoast.com. This is what creditors want to see. They want to see a professional website. They want to see a professional email address associated with your business. They don't want to see something that's a free thing like Google or Gmail or any of those. Now you need to go to, I'll leave a link below. You don't have to use any of my services. These are recommendations. And yes, full disclosure, they are affiliate programs. Any of these you sign up, the channel makes a few cents on, and all the money goes right back into this channel and will go into the homestead. So I can bring you guys new content and better content. You need to register your business domain or your business name. You know, don't register it yet, just go and do the reserve. You found the name that's available in the Secretary of State's website. You found the domains available. Buy the domain. Go back to the Secretary of State's website. Register the domain. It's only a couple bucks, and registration's usually good for anywhere from 3 to 5 years. So nobody else can come along and take that same name. Or somebody you talk to decide, ooh, I want to do that, and I like his ideas, so I'm going to take it for myself. As long as it's registered, nobody else can use it. Now you want to set up a virtual office address if you don't already have a physical office. If you don't have a friend or a relative that has a business address in a professional office park that will let you use the address as not only a business hang, but to receive mail and whatnot at. You want a virtual office. Even if you have been in business doing baking from home, or you have a little sidewalk lemonade stand, or you sell bottled water out of a cooler on the street corner on the hot days, which is actually pretty damn lucrative. Guys are getting like $1 for a bottle of water on the side of the road. They put it in the refrigerator overnight. They throw it in a cooler with a bunch of ice. It's what, $6-7 for a 24-pack of bottled water. Cooler, cheap ones, $16-17. Bag of ice, $2 or $3. So you got what, $20 invested, $25 invested, and you're charging $1 a bottle? Well, once you sell 3/4 of your first case of water, you're now in profit. Now, the next time comes around, you don't have to spend the extra money to buy the cooler. That's going to be an upfront expense. To buy a cooler to keep everything cool in. You're, of course, going to have to buy ice every day, or keep a bunch of ice trays in your freezer and fill them up, dump them into the cooler, refill them back up, so in the morning they're ready when you go back out to do your work. You can save a couple bucks on ice that way. Get a good cooler. I mean, there's some good coolers out there that are quite expensive. Yeti coolers or Denali coolers, any of those are a couple $100 for a decent sized cooler, but they keep that stuff nice and cold. But they might look big on the outside, but the inside they're quite small because of the added insulation that's in. And guys just sit on the street corner and sell bottled water at the street corner, like traffic lights and stuff. Sell them for $1 a piece. Get a 36-pack bottle of water for $6-7. Like I said, I mean, you're in pure profit after your first case of water sold, and then everything after that, you're pretty much in profit. Not a bad little business model. It was like the old days when you were a kid doing a lemonade stand. Now I can't believe cops are actually being forced to crack down on lemonade stands. Kid trying to make a little extra money for a video game or something, and a cop's got to come along and tell them they have to shut down the lemonade stand because they don't have a business license. Because some Karen called up the city licensing bureau. Hey, there's some kid over here don't have a business license selling lemonade on the sidewalk. Go stop him. I don't want him doing that. He shouldn't be doing that if you don't have a business license. Okay, Karen, we'll be right there. But anyways, you want and never use a mail drop, like a P.O. box or a UPS store, mailboxes, etc. Anything like that. Manage mail points, where Creditors do not like to see this. They automatically think, especially if you're working at a home or all they see is a P.O. box for your business address, they see that as you're not a legitimate business. It takes away from your business's credibility. Now, credit reporting agencies like Dun & Bradstreet, they are taking a Google Street View picture of your business address and putting it on your business credit report. Business credit, unlike personal credit, is public record. Anybody can access it. Anybody can see it. Unlike with personal credit, where they need to have what's referred to as a permissible purpose. In other words, it's a debt collector trying to get information on you. It's somebody trying to, you might be trying to rent property from. It could be a lender or credit card company. It could be a potential employer. Anything like that are permissible purposes. They need to have your permission to pull your credit report. Unlike your business credit report, anybody can look at it. Anybody can pull your business credit report and see everything that's on it. That's another reason you want to have a actual office park, complex. If you're a cook, maybe you want it to be outside of a restaurant or something. Bakery, what have you. When they go and they pull your credit report or they punch up your street address, just trying to look and do a little research into your company, what do you think is better for them to see? A trailer park or a nice glass office complex and an office park? It's obviously a commercial address. They're going to see that. Now you're going to increase your business credibility, and they're going to be more apt to do business with you. So once you have yourself a virtual office, I recommend Opus Virtual Offices. That's what I use. They got locations all over the world. And the great thing about virtual offices is not only do you have a license hang, a place where you can put your business license, you have a professional office park or office building looking at you. If somebody looks up the business address, they call your number. Now the virtual offices, they will provide you with a personalized phone number and a personalized fax service, where if somebody calls, a receptionist during business hours, MP Enterprises, how may I direct your call? Okay, yes sir, I will transfer you one moment, and then they forward the call to your cell phone. If it's after hours or weekends or holidays or something, it automatically transfers to your phone, your cell phone in my case. It'll ring 2 or 3 times. If I don't answer it, when I answer it, it'll turn on and say, there'll be a recorded message that says, you have an incoming call from, and it'll tell me the phone number that's calling me, and that phone number also shows up on my caller ID. Not my business number, but the number that's calling me shows up on my caller ID. To accept, press 1 or press 2 to be sent on the voicemail. If it's after hours, I'm going to just hit 2 and let it go right to voicemail. They'll leave a voicemail message, and I will get an email moments later with that voicemail recording so I can play it back at my heart's content. If I have any faxes come in, they go right to my email address. If I need to send a fax out, I send it as an email. I do whatever I'm faxing out. It has to be as a PDF format, and I do have Adobe, the whole Adobe suite on my computer now, so I can create PDFs. Anything I want to mail out, I put it into Word, then I print it and convert it to a PDF. For the email address, where it's going to, I just put in the phone number of where I am mailing it to, or where I want it faxed to, and then a specific email address. Be, 702-555-1212 at the email address. I attach that document, that PDF file is a attachment to the email, send it, it automatically gets converted to a fax and faxed out to wherever it's got to go. That's included in the program. I should have the fax out. To receive faxes is free. The fax out, they charge you an extra $10 a month. They can set up a conference call. They can set up video conference calling, like Skype type calls. You can text and make it look like it's coming from your business phone number. That's an additional fee. That's an additional $10 a month. It's an add-on. Any mail that comes in, automatically gets packed up and mailed to you every month if you're in another state. Like me right now, I'm currently in the lower 48. So all my mail that goes to my office in Anchorage gets packed up at the end of the month and mailed to my P.O. box in the lower 48. And I just pick it up there at the beginning of the next month. Now, any packages that come in, they can take a picture of it outside of the package, a shipping label and everything, showing all the information on it, and they can email it to you. They can take pictures of any envelopes that come in. They'll scan them in and email it to you. So you can turn around and say, oh, wait a minute, that letter right there is from the state. That's important. I need to see what that is. They will open it up. They will scan the letter in, email it to you. They will put the letter back in the original envelope and leave it in your mailbox. So whenever you go in to pick it up, or at the end of the month when they forward it to you, you have the originals. But in the meantime, you have a copy of it right there within minutes of it coming into the post office, up into the business mailroom, and you're realizing it's something you need to see right away. Pretty good programming. It works great. And another good thing about that is, say there are some crazy, whacked out people out there in this world. Say somebody feels that your business has done them wrong and they're not all there upstairs and they want to come and bust up your business and do damage to your business. They want to damage your business property. They go pull up your business address and they see it's your home, an apartment complex, a trailer park, whatever. They're more apt. They feel more empowered now knowing, oh, good, he lives alone. There's a good chance I can catch him at home and beat him senseless, or I can go firebomb his house, whatever. But they see a glass office complex, a nice office park. Now, there's probably security. There's video cameras all over the place. I'm not going to get away with this. They're less apt to act on those impulses. So it gives you a little, not only does it give you credibility and integrity, it also gives you a little extra security. And in a lot of areas, they're loosening the restrictions now on it because of COVID and people working from home. But in a lot of places, it's still illegal to run a business from your home. You won't be able to get your business licenses that you need running it from your home. But you use your virtual office address, especially if you're setting up in another state other than where you live. You get your business address, you get your business licenses with that address. Now you've got your virtual office set up. You've got that address. It takes a day or two for everything to be processed and set up and running. And it's fairly inexpensive. I think it was like $50. I forget what I paid. I think it was like $50 or $75 setup fee, plus $109 a month is what I pay for my virtual office. And all that stuff I just talked about is what I get every month included in my package. Mail packages, everything. They're a mail receiver for me. If I need to meet with a client or a potential employee or something and I want an office, hey, I need a office space on such and such a day from this time to that time, or I need a conference room, they'll set you up with a temporary office for the day. You rent it, small fee, you rent the office for the day, go in, set up, and you're good to go. Or get the conference room set up so you can have a conference or training session, what have you. And it gives you more credibility. It makes your business look more legitimate. Of course, it's a little extra fee, but like I said, Opus has offices all over the globe where you can set this up at. You've got that address set up now. You'll need to, and I'll leave the link in on beardednation.us for you to look up your company's NAICS and SIC codes. It'll be one or the other, SIC or NAICS. Every business, it doesn't matter what the industry is. You could be somebody changing tires. You could be somebody that changes diapers professionally. You could be a lemonade stand. You could be a multi-billion-dollar corporation that makes widgets. There's going to be an industry-specific code for your business. You need to look that up. You're going to need that for a couple different things. You're going to need that for your bank accounts. You're going to need that for your EIN, which is your business social security number, and you're going to need that when you set up your business entity, when you file your articles of incorporation. A business is like a person, and that you have a birth certificate, you have a social security number, you can own a car, you can own a house, you can own other property, you can have bank accounts, you can go to jail, you can be fined, you can be convicted, you can be put to death in capital cases, and of course you have a death certificate. Businesses are much like that in the sense that they have a birth certificate. That's called the Articles of Incorporation. They have a social security number, which is referred to as a EIN, an employer identification number. That's issued by the IRS. A business can have bank accounts. They have credit accounts. They can have, they can own property. They can own vehicles, hotels, apartments, homes, what have you. Like people, a business can reproduce and expand. People reproduce by having children. They expand by getting married and bringing another family into their own. A business reproduces by starting franchises. Look at Burger King, McDonald's, McAllister's, Pilot Flying J, Target, Walmart. These are stores that have reproduced by opening franchises, opening new locations somewhere else. They can expand by acquiring other businesses. They can go to jail, in a sense. They can be fined. Rather than going to jail, they get put on probation. They can be put to death. They can be ordered to shut down. They can be seized. They have all their assets seized. They can have their business licenses suspended, which would be equivalent to going on probation. Or they can have their business licenses revoked permanently and shut down. That's putting the business to death. Business can be fined. When a business dies, it does have a death certificate. It's called an article of dissolution. What are you notifying the state with an articles of incorporation? You're notifying the state and the government. Hey, a new business was born today. Here's my birth certificate. When you shut the business down, you're notifying the state, okay, here's my articles of dissolution. The business doesn't exist anymore. It's dead. Nice little analogy there, I hope. I hope you guys follow along with that. You understand where I'm going with that. Now, you need to figure out, just start typing in the type of business you are. Underwater basket weaving. Start typing in underwater basket weaving. And it'll probably pop up. Or something about basket weaving will pop up. Then you go through and you select whichever one of those most closest resembles the type of work you're in, the industry, what you want to do for your business. Remember those codes. Like here is a freight broker, transportation of freight arrangement is what it's called. My SIC code or SIC code is 4731. My NAICS code or NAISC code is 485510, I believe. I don't remember exactly what it is offhand. But that tells the state and the banks and the federal government what type of business you are, what type of life you're creating. So now you got your NAICS code or your SIC code. You can use either one of them. I'll leave a link where they're interchangeable, where you can go and punch in. Once you figure out which one it is, if you want to know what the other version of the code is, you can punch in the SIC code and it'll give you what the NAICS code is, or vice versa. Punch in your NAICS code, it'll give you your SIC code. Now you've got those. Now you want to go back to, now you're going to go to the IRS website. You're going to go to apply for an EIN online. You're going to fill out all your paperwork. You're going to fill everything out. Now there are companies out there that are going to charge you. I've seen one company charging $1,250 to set up your EIN. It's a scam. You do it for free. It takes less than 10 minutes. You do it on the IRS website. You go in, it'll ask you a couple questions to verify you're a U.S. citizen. It's going to want your name, your birth date, your social security number. It might ask you for your zip code or your street address, what have you. It's the official IRS website, irs.gov. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly safe to put that information in there. I just want to make sure that you don't owe them any money, and you're a U.S. citizen. You're opening a legitimate business. Then it'll take you over to where you set up your entity type. Now, when it comes to entity type, are you going to do an LLC, sole proprietorship? Stay away from sole proprietorships. Stay away from partnerships. In a partnership, if the business partner does something wrong and gets the company sued and the company loses all its assets, you're out just as much as the other guy is, because now all your hard work, energy, and investments are gone because the business is gone. Sole proprietorships give you no protection. If something happens and the business gets sued, you get sued right along beside it. You're not protected. You're not shielded. Liability falls on you. Whereas with something like an LLC or limited liability corporation, the business gets sued, the business gets sued. They can't touch your personal assets or your accounts in most cases. Increasingly these days, though, courts have been going after the business owner in cases of severe neglect, or they did something totally egregious, and they need to be punished too. Limited liability corporations go all the way back to the Spanish conquistadors, back when they were selling ships. If a government or a vendor or a merchant is shipping stuff overseas to other colonies, like it might be sending precious metals, gold, silver, what have you, whatever the currency is from the government. The merchants might be sending rugs, spices, foods, what have you. They put it on a ship, send it out, something happens, the ship runs aground, scuttles, sinks, gets taken out in a storm, what have you. And if the captain managed to survive and make it back home, the government or the businesses are like, well, man, you left here with $10 million worth of gold, where's our money? And they would go after that captain for whatever assets he had. And back then they had debtor prisons. He'd go to prison and it was paid for. He might even be put to death. Who knows? Depends on the area. So the captains got together in agreement with the government and came up with a limited liability corporation where whatever the business owned and held in assets is all that could be impounded and seized should something happen and the captain managed to survive. Now, captain just closes his business, gets investors, buys a new ship, reopens, goes right back into business, hauling mercantiles again, under a new ship, new company name, what have you, secure in the knowledge that if something happens, he and his family are going to be protected because they're incorporated. They've become a limited liability corporation. Their liability as a person is limited to whatever the assets of the company are. You're going to want to talk to your tax professionals. I don't know if you do H&R Block, Hewlett-Packard, if you know a tax attorney or a good CPA in your family or something, friend, neighbor. Talk to them. Try and decide which entity is going to be best for you. Up front, it's usually going to be an LLC when you're just getting started. But again, stay away from sole proprietorships and stay away from partnerships. They're both dangerous and will ruin you. Look at Ty Crandall. He's a guy that does business credit. He's probably the most renowned person when it comes to business credit. He had a mortgage company in his earlier years, but he had everything in his name. He didn't have any protection on it. It was a sole proprietorship. When the mortgage bubble popped and he lost everything and he lost his business, they took all of his personal assets, all his bank accounts, everything were taken by the creditors because it was a sole proprietorship. He's learned. Now he does everything in some type of corporation where something happens, hey, whatever's in the business they get, and he goes on and starts fresh. He learned a hard, valuable lesson. Something I want you guys to learn and understand. So when you fill out your EIN application on the IRS.gov website, you'll find the link to it at beardednation.us. At the end, it's going to give you two options. Do you want to receive it by mail, or do you want to receive it by electronic delivery, which they'll print out a PDF right there on the screen for you. Take the electronic. You want it right up front. You need that number right away. And you don't want to risk it getting lost in the mail. And because of COVID and everything, mail's been delayed weeks, if not months in some cases. So you don't want to risk that getting lost in the mail. You're going to download a copy of it. You're going to print at least one copy. Print a couple, but at least one. You're going to save a copy of it on your computer. You're going to get yourself a thumb drive. You're going to save a copy of it and all your business documents on that thumb drive. You might want to save them on your computer too. It's entirely up to you. And throw it in your fire safe so it's protected. You have it in case something should happen. The computer gets stolen, or God forbid your house catch on fire. Your computer crashes, hard drive fries, what have you. You have a backup copy of it on the thumb drive, all your business records. That form is called an SS4, and the IRS will not issue you another one. That printout that you get right there on your screen is the only way you get it. That form SS4 is your business's social security card. That EIN, that employer identification number, is your business's social security number. You do not want to lose that, and you're going to need that for a lot of things throughout your business. Now you have your EIN, you know your SIC code, you have a business address set up. Now you're going to go back to your Secretary of State's website. You're going to log in to the account that you created when you did your name reservation. Now you're going to file your articles of incorporation. Now that you know what type of business entity, what type of tax structure you want to go with, now you're going to fill everything out. You're going to register your business name. Price of it and what it's going to cost you, like I said, depends on the area. I know Florida's $100. California is like $750. Rhode Island, I think when I did out there, it cost me $350 in Rhode Island. Each state's different. Now you've got your articles of incorporation, your business's birth certificate. Now you got to go to your state's business website and get, in most cases, just a general business license. I don't care what your business is, you need at minimum a general business license. If you have to, call the state's licensing bureau and say, hey, yeah, I'm starting a company here, and I just registered my business name and everything. I've got my entity set up. We're doing classes on underwater basket weaving. What business license do I need from the state? And they're going to look and they're going to say, no, we don't have any specific licenses for that. You just need the general business license. And whatever that is, that might be $10, it might be $10,000. It just depends on the state. You're going to get your business license. You're going to get your, now you got your articles of incorporation. You have your business license, which is your permission to do business in the state. You need to go to the unemployment insurance website. You need to register your business there. Even if you're the only member, and it's a single member LLC where you have no other officers or anybody, it's just you, it's a one-man show, and you don't have employees. A lot of cases are going to tell you, oh, you don't require it. Like in Alaska, I can't, they don't require it for LLCs, for single member LLCs. So if something goes out, I'm not paying in the unemployment insurance every week out of my paycheck, so I cannot file for unemployment insurance. Now, if you have employees, you'll have to get that number and pay into unemployment insurance every week for each of your employees. So if something happens, you have to lay them off, they can collect unemployment. You got to go to your state's Division of Taxation and get your state tax number. Well, in Alaska, no income tax, no sales tax, so I don't need one of those. But your state, you probably will, especially depending on what it is you're selling. And now in all 50 states, anything you sell online, you have to collect sales tax for the state that you're shipping to. And in some cases, you have to collect sales tax for the state your business is domiciled in. Which just sucks, because now your customer's paying tax twice. You got all those numbers. Now you need to call your county. Or it depends on where you are. You might be in Louisiana where they're not counties or parishes. You might be up in Alaska, where they don't have counties or parishes, they have boroughs. You're going to call the borough Business Regulations Division. Hey, how you doing? In the process of setting up and opening up a new business here in the county. I have my state business license, my articles of incorporation, all my tax IDs, all that's done. I just want to find out, do I need any specific license in the county? They're going to say, well, what kind of business is it? Oh, I'm teaching people how to do underwater basket weaving. They're going to say, yeah, you need this manufacturing license, or no, just a state business license and you're good. Now you got to call the city business office, Business Licensing Bureau. Hey, how you doing? I'm getting ready to open up a business. I've got all my state business licenses and everything. Going to be doing classes on underwater basket weaving. Does the city require any special licensing? They're going to be like, underwater basket weaving, underwater basket weaving. Let me look. You want to look it up on a computer? Yeah, actually, you do need a general manufacturing license for that. So now you need the city license. Some cities require licensing above what the counties require and what the states require. And in some cases, like for me, in Alaska, all I need is a general business license. And it's like $250 for 2 years, but I got lucky at the time that I didn't know this at the time that I registered the business, but they were waiving business license fees for new state business licenses because of COVID, because they were trying to get more people to get involved and work from home type deals and trying to get everybody licensed. And I know times are tough, money's tough, so they're trying to make it easier for people to get their business license. Now you got everything you need. You've got a business address. You've got a business website. Or at least, very least, a business domain. You've got your business email address. You've got your business mailing address. You have your business phone numbers. Do not use like Google Voice. Creditors hate that. You'll automatically get denied on credit. Same thing when it comes to mailing addresses for your business. They do not want to see a P.O. box. They do not want to see a managed mail point or a mail drop like UPS store, FedEx Express, mailboxes, etc., what have you, because they don't consider you to be a legitimate business with that. Now you got everything set up. Now go to your bank and open up a bank account. Open up a business bank account. You might need to have a personal bank account first, then open a business checking account and savings account. Each bank is different. I bank through Navy Federal Credit Union, so when I set my business account up there, the only way I was able to do it is because I was already a member, because I have I have multiple checking accounts, savings accounts, my money market account, my CDs, my credit cards, everything are through, wow, that sucks. Somebody got into a pretty good wreck with their RV. The whole side of the RV is wiped out. Just went by me on a Dragon Wagon. In other words, a tow truck. Man, I got all my accounts here, so I was able to open up my business account very easily. But they needed a copy of my articles of incorporation. They needed my business license. They needed a copy of my SS4, my business's social security card, to open up the account. Do not think you're going to buy a CPN or a, what do they call that? A credit profile number for personal credit. That's illegal. You will go to prison. A lot of those are stolen ID, stolen social security numbers. CPNs don't exist. They're illegal to use. When it comes to businesses, do not buy what's called a shelf corporation. Some people set up a business entity and they just let it sit there and collect dust, just let it age and get a little bit older, then they'll turn around and they'll sell it. They'll offer to sell it to somebody else that's looking for that type of business. They have no IRS history with it, no tax history with it. There's no bank records or anything with it. It's just a business entity that's 2 or 3 years old or something. They'll charge you $10,000, $15,000 for it. Problem with that is once the creditors find out and realize, and they do, it might take them a week, it might take them a year, but they do eventually catch on that you have purchased a shelf corporation. They will automatically blackball you. You will not be able to get any new credit accounts. All your current open credit accounts are going to be closed and called. Say you have a $50,000 credit limit with Michelin tire for your truck tires. You owe Michelin tire right now $25,000 and you make payments $500, whatever, every month, and you know you got that extra $25,000 of credit sitting there in case a truck needs new tires or something, they're going to call that loan due. They're going to cancel your credit line. All of a sudden, you're going to get a letter in the mail saying, available credit 0, goose egg, current balance 25,000, blah, 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 whatever. You have 10 days to pay it. There's no more making monthly payments on it. They want their money. They want it now. They've shut off your credit report. They've shut off your all your credit access, and they want their money before you go out of business, because you will get shut down over them. They're illegal to use for the most part. So be very careful there. And because of a few years ago, these things were all the rage. These shelf corporations were all the rage for people trying to start a business. They would, I'll buy this up. It's been around for a couple of years. It'll make it easier for me to do business and get credit, do this, that, and the other thing. And once they caught on to it and realized what was going on, they started shutting those things off and closing businesses. Now what happens? Well, everything that you've invested in that company, all your time, effort, energy, all gone. Your company's reputation destroyed. Nobody's going to do business with you again. Not under that name. You got to start the whole process over from scratch, from word go, and build it right back up from the beginning. Finding your domain name, finding your
exit 359.
Business name, registration, do all that from scratch, from the beginning. Don't fall in that trap. Don't do it. Do not do it. You will screw yourself more than you can possibly imagine. All right, well, I'm coming up here to the truck stop. I'm going to shut down that for the night up here in Lyman, Colorado. So I'm going to jump off here. Well, for me, it'll be about 10-15 minutes. For you, it'll be that quickly. All right, guys, I'm parked. So what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So you've got your bank account set up. You got everything set up. Now, because I was talking about the shelf corporations. Because of shelf corporations, lots of lenders and creditors do not accept the date that your articles of incorporation was filed. They consider the birth of your business the day you open your bank account for your business bank account. So if you're somebody that's working from home and you've been using your personal bank account for the last 5 years to move money around for your business, you might be a legitimate business. You might have gone through all the process that I talked about earlier. You might have set up your business entity properly, paying your taxes, doing everything you're supposed to do with it. But you never bothered to open up a business checking account. Your business is 5 years old. You've got receipts, everything showing that you're a legitimate business and been in business for a while. Now you go to get business credit because you want to expand. You actually want to move out of your house and into a kitchen or what have you. You can't get credit. Why? Because they're looking at you as if you were a shelf corporation. You just lost all integrity and all credibility just went out the window. Because your business checking account has shown that it was open last week, but you're showing that you've had your articles of incorporation filed 5 years ago. Yeah, the dates don't line up. So as far as they're concerned, you're a shelf corporation. You're going to get blackballed probably immediately, and you'll never be able to open up any type of business credit, and you are screwed. And yes, it does happen. So you definitely need to have a business checking account, especially if you want to start building business credit. You need to have everything that I talked about earlier, your EIN, your articles of incorporation, your SS4, your company birth certificate, all that. You have to have that ahead of time. I'm trying to do something about this sun. It's whitewashing the whole side of my face. If this will help any or not. A little bit, but not much. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, without this information, you are nothing. You're not a business. You don't exist. And lenders and creditors are not going to want to work with you. So keep that in mind. Now you've got everything done. You've got your business entity set up. You got your bank account set up. You have a business mailing address. You have business phone lines, professional website, professional email address. Now you're ready to start trying to build business credit. There are a few starter vendors out there that you can sign up with. They're going to charge you a fee up front, an annual fee, just like with a secured credit card or with any credit card for that matter. If you're starting out and there's a card that's got a $50, $75, $100 a year annual fee, that's all well and good if you're just starting out and building credit or rebuilding your credit. But once you start getting those unsecured cards or getting decent credit cards that are no annual fee cards, pay off your cards that you're paying fees on. And when it comes time to renew, say, okay, I want to close this account. My balance is zero. I want to close out because I don't want to keep paying a annual fee. Some of them will actually work with you. They want to keep you as a customer. They will waive the fees for you. If they're willing to waive the fees for you in perpetuity, in other words, forever, go for it. If they want to waive your fee for a year to try and convince you to stick around, go for it. Keep using the card. Why not? You're not paying a fee for it. Those fee-based cards are just to get you started, to get your foot in the door. Same thing here with your business credit. There are secured business credit cards you can get. I think Wells Fargo has one. I believe it's a $5,000 minimum deposit to open it up. I'm not 100% on that. I don't deal with Wells Fargo. They've had too many issues. And in fact, somebody just tried to take out a car loan in my name last month, and I have not been able to get anybody on Wells Fargo to figure out what's going on. They're showing up on my credit report. In the last 2 months, I've had 7 new hard inquiries show up on my credit report that I did not initiate. I'm glad that truck just parked there. It's blocking a lot of the sun, so I can take this down and move it back up here. But yeah, besides that, you need to start opening up trade lines, get vendor credit. Go to, I'm going to give you a couple of them here. I'll give you links in the description below to them. You have Crown Office Supply. You have Summa Office Supply, S-U-M-M-A. There is Strategic Network Solutions. Now, these are starter vendor accounts that report to the credit bureaus. They're going to charge you a fee to start using them up front. They're going to charge you an annual fee to use them. They have a minimum order requirement of $80 minimum for them to open up a what's called a terms net 30. In other words, from the date you order your item, you have 30 days to pay for. They're basically giving you credit. Do not pay the same day you order. Wait until you get notification saying that your item or your order has shipped. Then log in and pay it. Or wait until you have the item sitting in your hand, then log in and pay it. The sooner you pay it, the better. You don't want to go over 30 days. Now, for some of these, they will hold back 90 days before they start reporting. Dun & Bradstreet, which is the largest credit monitoring agency out there, the oldest one in the world, in fact, you have to have a minimum of 3 trade lines reporting to them for 90 consecutive days before they will even generate a report and set you up so you can start getting business credit. So this is not something that's going to happen overnight. Once you got those set up and running, the first 2 are office supplies. The third one is more like software and stuff, kind of like office supplies. And like I said, these are just starter accounts to get you open. Just use them for a year, then stop using them. Now what's going to happen is they call themselves office supplies. It's more like school supplies, okay? They're just to get your foot in the door, starter vendor credit. That's all they're there for. They know that's what you're using them for. So they're going to mark everything up too. I mean, you might see a steno pad at Walmart for $1. They're going to charge you $2 for it. That's okay. Pay it. You're building your business credit. You're going to get a bunch of, like I said, school supplies. Markers, crayons, pens, pencils, binders, folders, trapper keepers, if you know what those are. Yeah, I know, I'm showing my age. Loose leaf paper, notepads, notebooks, what have you. Crayons. I mean, basically school supplies. If you're not going to use these in your business, don't say, well, I don't need it, so I'm not going to order it. That's where you're wrong. You're going to order it. You're going to paste that $80 a month order prior to taxes and delivery and all that. A lot of them you have to get. First one is an $80 download book that you can find online for free. It's a PDF form. That's all right. Get it. You're investing in your business doing this. What you're paying them to open the account for you, that annual fee, it's a professional business service, write it off on your taxes. Speaking of your taxes, you're going to take all those school supplies that you get. You're going to go to your local school or community center and say, hey, Mrs. Jones, I have some school supplies here I would like to donate to your kindergarten class. And we have some scissors here with the rounded off safety scissors with the rounded off tips. There's crayons, there's notepads, there's drawing paper, what have you. I want to donate this to your class. The school is going to give you a tax deduction. They're going to give you a tax deductible receipt showing that you made that donation to them. So now you're going to write what you paid for these items. You're going to write them off at the end of the year on your taxes. So you're not really losing anything. You're not going to see your money for right away. You'll see it as tax deductions. So it's worth it. It works for you. You're building your credit. You're helping your community out. You're getting a tax credit on top of it. Once you get those set up and you start working with them and they start reporting to other bureaus like Credit Safe, which I don't even know why Credit Safe is on the list. Credit Safe is a British-based, a UK-based credit reporting agency, but they are showing up in the US now. They're starting to do both business and personal credit reporting in the US. Don't ask me. And the other business credit reporting agencies for business credit is going to be Experian and Equifax. TransUnion is not in the game. They have nothing to do with business credit. Although I think they might be changing that shortly if they haven't already started doing it. I read somewhere something about them preparing to do it or starting to do it. I don't know. Anyways, you're going to go to Uline. Uline is a packing supply company. They supply all kinds, thousands and thousands of items you can get there. Things like pallet jacks, wrapping papers, envelopes, all kinds of packing supplies, shipping supplies. They sell some restaurant supplies. They sell janitorial supplies. You're going to start ordering from them. Now they wait 90 days before they start reporting to Dun & Bradstreet. 90 consecutive days of ordering, so it could actually end up being more like 4 months than 3, depending on when you start doing it, because they report, I believe it's on the 15th of the month. They are an automatic reporting service. It's done by computer. It's automatically every 15 month. The 15th of every month, I should say, they push out to Dun & Bradstreet. Okay, this D&B, this credit customer had an order of whatever, and he's paying on time. Now, Dun & Bradstreet does not give you a fixed credit limit. Not Dun & Bradstreet, I'm sorry. Uline does not give you a fixed credit limit. They go on a case-by-case basis. You're going to fill your order out. You're going to submit it online. You're going to fill out the credit application. You're going to do terms net 30. You may not get approved the first time. They might turn around and say, well, you're a new business. You don't qualify for business credit with us at this time. However, would you like to complete your purchase in cash? You're going to log on. Yes, I am. You're going to go in and you're going to pay for that order with your checking account, credit card, what have you, and get it. Don't let that initial denial deter you. Wait 30 days. Place another small order. Request terms net 30. They might say, nah, we still want you to pay cash for now. So you're going to pay cash for now. You're going to do it right. You're going to pay for it. Don't order something and then have them deny it and say, well, never mind, I don't want it. Because now they're like, well, this guy's only using us to build business credit. We don't want to do business with them anymore. Or they'll keep you permanently always paying cash up front for your orders. Usually on the third or fourth attempt, they'll say, yeah, sure, you're expecting to get that phone call, you're expecting to get that email saying, well, you don't qualify for credit yet, would you like to continue purchasing and cash? Wednesday, you'll get an email saying order confirmation, order shipped, here's your tracking details. That means you've been approved for your TermsNet 30, and they'll start working with you now. Now you have 30 days to pay for that order from the date that it ships. It might take 3 or 4 days from the time you order it to the time it ships, especially when you're new and they're processing everything. So don't let that discourage you, and make sure you have the funds available to do a cash payment if they request it. Now, after a little while, now you've got three trade lines reporting. You have Crown Office Supply, Sumo Office Supply, Strategic Network Solutions are reporting. Now you got Uline. Uline's starting to report. Now you've got 4 trade lines. Generally, utilities aren't reported on business credit. There's some things you can report, some things you can't. But you want to start building trade references, building trade lines. Even if it's something that doesn't report, not everybody reports, and not everybody reports to all the bureaus. So if you're opening up a credit account with somebody, you might be a home baker, and you've been doing business with this bakery supply company or like Restaurant Depot or something for years, and then find out they're not reporting your credit report. And you go ask them, hey, you guys have had this, I've had this TermsNet 30 or TermsNet 90, whatever with you guys for the last 5 years. And I noticed you're not on my business credit report. Do you guys report? They might say, no, we don't. Or we don't even know how to do it. The guys over at Credit Suite, I'll leave a link below, can help them set up so they can start reporting your credit payments on your business account if they're inclined to do it. Not everybody reports. Not everybody reports every month. Some of them report every 3 months. You might have a vendor, oh no, we only push our reports out every 90 days. 90 days. And then it might be another 90 days before it shows up on your business credit profile. So it might be 180 days before you see it. Some of them won't report at all. Some of them say, yeah, we report, but I don't know who we report to. Well, chances are they don't report. If they're asking you for your DUNS number, there's a very good chance they are reporting to Dun & Bradstreet because they're pulling your Dun & Bradstreet number. Now, with Dun & Bradstreet, when there's a whole bunch of different areas of the credit reports, different things they look at, like your viability. What are the chances that you're going to go out of business or file bankruptcy in the next year? Are you paying your bills on time? Are you paying early? Are you paying late? Are you a day late? Are you a week late? What's your average? Now, with business credit, you can fall behind a little bit and turn it right around in 2 or 3 months. Whereas with your personal credit, you might fall behind a month, and as it'll take you 7 years to turn it around. So business credit's a lot easier to work with, a lot easier to build up, a lot easier to repair if you damage it. And Dun & Bradstreet, like I mentioned earlier, they put that picture of your business on your credit profile. They also tell lenders what their maximum is they recommend that somebody lend you, either extend you in credit, lend you in cash, materials, supplies, what have you. Right now, mine's at $145,000. I have $145,000 available credit according to Dun & Bradstreet. That's what they recommend that I be offered up to. Now, just because they say I'm good for $145,000 in business credit, does not mean I'm going to get $145,000 in business credit from a lender. They might say, well, you're new, we only want to give you $2,500, or we only want to give you $500, or $10,000, what have you. That is just what they recommend, and their models show that you can comfortably and safely afford to pay, and it's not going to bankrupt you, and they've got a better chance of getting their money back. There are a whole bunch of things. Now, Credit Suite. Now, if you want to do credit monitoring, when you sign up with Dun & Bradstreet, you can do it on your own. You can apply for a free Dun & Bradstreet number, but it's going to take 90 days with a minimum of 3 vendors reporting to Dun & Bradstreet before they generate the report for you. They're going to start calling you up. If you do the online application for it and do the free version of it, they're going to try and sell you credit monitoring, credit building. They want to sell you this program. They want to sell you that program. $2,000 for this for the year. $8,000 for this program for the year. $15,000 for this for the year. Then Experian and Equifax are going to charge you $50, $150, $250, what have you, to monitor your credit and let you see what's going on with your business credit. NAV, N-A-V, is a service offered through Credit Suite. I mentioned Ty Crandall earlier, I think. He's like the premier, he's the number one guy when it comes to business credit in the, pretty much in the world. They offer a service for $24 a month. They monitor all 3 of the business credit profiles for you. You go in, you log in, you get to look at all your profiles. You get to see everything yourself every month, every week, every day, what have you, see what's changed, what's coming off, what's going on, what your balances are. All that is reported right there. And they charge you $24 a month for all 3 of them. They're able to do this because they're such a huge company and they do so much in the business credit industry. Now keep in mind, you're paying them, it's a $24 fee that you're paying them every month. It's a professional business service, so you get to write that off on your business taxes. However, they do not report to the credit bureaus because it's kind of a conflict of interest. They're a credit building agency, so they can't go and start reporting to the credit bureaus. It's a conflict of interest. So don't think you're going to get them as a vendor on your credit reports. Now, there are other programs out there where you sign up with them and they go and they do the verifications and then they report on your behalf to the credit bureaus, like I was talking about earlier with the in the intro about getting your rent and everything reported. So, I mean, there's lots of things out there you can do, lots of ways to build your business credit. It could take you a few weeks, it could take you a few years. If you sign up with Credit Suite, I will leave the link down below. It's not, I'll tell you right up front, it's not cheap. It's like $3,000 to sign up with them. But they set you up with an account where they break down all the different levels and different things you need to do for your business credit. And they'll give you a page of different credit profiles out there that you can get through them. They tell you what each and every one of them requires. No other creditors, the credit companies don't tell you that. When you go to get a business, personal credit card, they don't tell you, well, this is what we're looking for. These guys show you what the business accounts are looking for. And they show you, okay, if a certain thing is grayed out, you're not eligible for it. But if it's bright, there's a little green button at the bottom of it, click to apply, you set up, and you set everything up. They tell you what you qualify for and when. And they work you through the process of building up your trade lines. Hell, Microsoft has, I think, less than 100 trade references on their credit report, on their business credit profiles. I think Mars Bar, you know, they make M&Ms and all that, they've got, I think it's less than 20 trade references on their credit reports on the business side. Well, this parking lot is filling up fast. I'm glad I got in here and parked when I did. I know if I went down the road a couple miles down the road to where I really wanted to shut down at, about another hour and a half up the road, I never would have found parking for tonight. So, they walk you through it, and they show you, they have the students come out with stacks of credit cards and like that, where they go through and they verify, they pull these companies, the people that are giving them references, they will pull their Dun & Bradstreet report, they will look at it and make sure they're not lying, that they actually have what they say they are. They have the credit lines they say, they have the credit cards they say. I mean, some of those guys, I mean, they got stacks of credit cards like that, business credit. They walk you through the different areas and different types of credit you can get. As soon as you can get it, they let you know, so you can apply for it. Now, like with business credit, if you reply too often, it hurts your credit report. Not so much with business credit. So that's a nice part about it there. You can set up payment plans with them, or you can pay it all off in one lump sum. They have different programs. They have programs where I think I'm going to end up investing in this myself. It's like $8,000. But it's a white glove service where I can start offering business credit monitoring and credit solutions to businesses just starting out. You sign up through me, but you're signing up for Credit Suite. And they do everything. They call you every day for the first week or two, walk you through everything, talk to you. You have somebody there that work with you hand to hand to walk you through everything and get you set up and get you running. And I'll make a percentage of whatever services you buy, I make a percentage of it. Which again, that like other affiliate programs are going right back into this channel and into the homestead when I finally get up to Alaska. Oh, I can't wait. I'll be heading up to Alaska here in about another 3 weeks or so. Woo, can't wait. All right, I mean, I'm trying to keep this video shorter than the personal credit video. Right now, we're probably around an hour, maybe a little longer. So this isn't the movie that was. I know I took up a lot of your guys' time then. But yeah, make sure you check out my new website, beardednation.us, for links to all these programs that I've been talking about and other programs and other areas of interest. I'm going to put together a page there. It's going to take me a little time to assemble it. But I'm going to put together a list of links for each individual state's Secretary of State's office, so you can start setting up your business entity that way, and more. All right, guys, if you guys have found anything in this video to be, at very least, entertaining and hopefully educational, and you learned something here today, please make sure you smash that thumbs up bell, smash that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up, that like button, ring the notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos, and don't forget to subscribe and share this channel with your friends and family. Share it on your social media. Get the word out there. Let's help as many people as we can out there. All right, guys, that's it for now. As always, keep it between the ditches. Keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down. I'll see you out there in the pasture, and go Army, beat Navy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.